one. So there is MJ. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Mr. Matt Murdock. All right. So it's time to get the blind lawyer out of his plastic constraints. Get his time to shine. Cut this. I'm gonna try to cut this package the same way as I cut MJ's. Try to preserve some of it. Again, pretty nice card back. It would have been nice if the back art wasn't the exact same as the front, but it is what it is. So not too bad, and it is pretty cool art. So not gonna complain too much about that. Okay. All right, Mr. Murdock. It's your up, sir. It's your time to shine. All right, so here we go. Gotta straighten that out a little bit. Put this down here. All right, there we go. So here is Mr. Matt Murdock up next on the review table. And nice that he actually stood up straight right out of the packaging. I was expecting, this is that suited body that Hasbro tends to use over and over, at least as far as I can tell it is. I should have brought my Stan Lee figure in here just so I could do a comparison. I might grab him later, but this is that suited body, and he definitely has like dress shoes on. Those pretty much, I want to say the same, or maybe these are different dress shoes than what they usually use. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's working for him because he's able to stand straight up out of the packaging. And most of their suited body figures are horrible at standing up. So it's nice to see that things are different with this guy. But yeah, there he is out of the packaging, looking very, very cool. So there he is. Not too much to him again, just a guy in a suit, but looks very, very cool. I like the likeness to the actor. I believe it's Charlie Cox. But yeah. Very, very cool. The face looks pretty good on camera, and I guess in person as well. It looks a little bit shiny in certain places, but not too bad, It doesn't have too much of a plastic look. The paint actually looks, nice and matte and realistic, so he doesn't have too much glisten on his face. Doesn't make him look, cheap or anything. So that's really nice. I like the glasses. You can kind of, let's see. Yeah, you can see his eyes under the glasses, which is really cool. I don't know how well it's going to show on camera, but he has like red tinted glasses, but you can see his eyes underneath there. And that's really, really awesome. That is a nice touch. Glasses look very, very well done as well. So that looks really, really cool. And they come over there on the side, stop by his ears. They don't go like behind his ears, but that looks good enough. They still gives that effect, especially from straight on, that they are, resting on his ears. So that looks really, really good. So yeah, there is Mr. Matt Murdock. We'll take a quick look at his accessories. We'll do his accessories first before we do his play and display. Get these out of the way. I actually really like the accessories that he comes with. They're very movie specific. And yeah, I like them a lot actually, even though it's only a couple, but they came out pretty well. So let me get this tape off of here so I can show them to you. All right, here we go. So first accessory is of course his cane. The blind lawyer has to walk with his cane, right? He needs a nice little guide stick to guide him. But yeah, I really like this cane. I'm glad that they gave him this. I mean, you can't, it's Matt Murdock, right? You can't have him without his cane. So very nicely done. I like the white paint, the black, a little black stripe right there. And then you can see there's kind of like a separation here where the cane like extends. It can probably be retracted too, like fold in, so that's really cool, or slide in. And then you got this black piece at the bottom. to kind of stabilize him as he walks. Very, very cool. And I like the grip up top here for the handle. I think that looks really solid. Hopefully you guys are able to see that on camera. There is like a sculpted grip texture into the handle up top there, and then this black loop for him to kind of hold or secure it to his hand. So very, very cool. That is awesome, man. I really like this accessory. It's such a simple accessory, but it really like makes all the difference, especially with this figure. So that is really cool. And then last but not least for his accessories, we have something that I really, really like that they threw in. I think this is maybe one of the coolest Hasbro accessories that we've gotten. Kind of reminds me of something that Toy Biz would throw in with one of their figures, which is nice, because Toy Biz always had great movie-specific accessories. But yeah, we get a little brick with a newspaper on it, kind of like tied around it, and you can see there's actually like written in red letters, it says "We believe Mysterio," and this is the brick that got thrown through the window at Peter's apartment or like house with Aunt May when Daredevil Matt Murdock came over to sort out his whole case and everything, and they were like working out the details, and then somebody threw this brick through their window and it came in. And I think Matt caught it. Did Matt catch it? I'm pretty sure Matt caught it. I don't know I think maybe Peter's spider sense went off and the brick like came in through the window, and I think like Matt caught it. But that was like a nice, if my memory is correct, it's been a little minute since I've seen No Way Home, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. And if that's the case, then that's a nice little nod to his super reflexes as Daredevil. So that's really, really awesome to see. But yeah, this little brick in the newspaper, this is really, really cool, especially being that this is like such a small piece, and the printing, you can see there's actually like little words, or let me see if you can actually make out any of those words. Nah, you can't really make out any actual words as far as I could tell. It's like pretty tiny, but it does look like real writing. But yeah, just the fact that you can make out the red "We believe Mysterio." Hopefully I can get some good focus on that so you can see it. Okay, yeah, there we go. "We believe Mysterio," and that like red writing almost looks like blood. That's really, really cool. And then there's a look at the side of the newspaper kind of wrapped around. You obviously have like this little string, going around the brick, I guess, that's holding the newspaper to it. But yeah, that's really, really cool. Very, very nicely detailed piece, especially being for how small it is. So very cool accessory, scene specific. I really, really appreciate that. So thank you, Hasbro, for this. It's gonna look really cool in the display. So yeah, man, that's the two figures. Well, I'm tripping. We got to talk about articulation, play and display for Matt Murdock. Look at me trying to end the review early. Heck no, we got to look at play and display, bruh. Don't even trip. I got y'all. I ain't forget. All right, so for the head sculpt, looking up, we get some really good range, about the same as MJ, all the way up just like that. And it looks pretty good at least from the side angle. From the back, seems to look pretty natural as well, so there you go. Again, you can kind of see the hinge obviously when you lift it up, but it does match the skin tone, so it doesn't stick out too much, which is really, really nice. Looking down, we get about that far, which is good. It pretty much looks, yeah, all the way, can tuck his chin to his shirt, so that looks really, really good. Back up there, we get a full rotation 360, so of course he can look side to side. As far as nuance, like any tilting or leaning, just slightly. Again, I think it has to do with the ball peg setup for the head. Maybe if the ball peg were a little bit smaller, I'm not quite sure what would allow for more range, but I'm thinking it would be a slightly smaller ball peg, because you would have more space in between for the head to kind of lean. That fulcrum of the head kind of leaning to the side would be greater. You have a little more wiggle room in there, but for what we have, not too bad. So that's cool. For the arm, we got a ball in the hinge, so he's able to lift up about that far, about 90 degrees, same as MJ. Can get it down to his sides, and his arms actually fall down to his sides a lot better than MJ, so I will point that out. He does have a cut for a bicep swivel, so we do have a bicep swivel in there. Double jointed elbows, like that, so that he's able to tuck his arm in pretty good. Very, very nice. Far better than 90. Back down, straight out. We have hands on a hinge that can, of course, rotate 360, and they hinge horizontally, so in and out type of hinge, no vertical hinge, at least not on this side. Let's check this hand, because sometimes Hasbro does switch it up. They'll give like a vertical on one side, horizontal on the other. No, it seems like both of these are horizontal, which is all right. I mean, he doesn't technically need a vertical hinge because this is just Matt Murdock. On a Daredevil figure, you definitely would want to have like, a vertical hinge, or something that allows the same type of movement as a vertical hinge, that up and down motion, because he uses his billy clubs, and so it's definitely important to have that. But being that this guy's just walking with a cane, I don't think it's absolutely necessary to have a vertical hinge, so I give him a pass on that. Nice little tie. It is a separate piece. You can see it lifts up from his shirt. Nice, slim black tie right there. And the actual suit does open up, so you can see his undershirt under there. His nice white dress shirt, very clean. Mr. Murdock is quite spiffy, as you can see, collar and everything. And yeah, he's got a cut for a ab joint, so he's able to crunch forward only about that far. I think he would have benefited more from a diaphragm joint with a double ball peg, like a ball peg inside. But for now, they gave him a ab joint. But wow, he's able to get a lot more range going backwards though, so that's good. So yeah, however they designed the internal system for this one, he does actually get a lot of leaning back compared to leaning forward. So there you go. Let's see, he does have a waist twist, so he's able to twist side to side like so. Let's see, is there any more? Yeah, I guess if you combine, at the waist and really push him, utilizing that joint right there, he can lean over that far, so that'll help him get some more bending. But again, that kind of position really only works when his legs are, in a position where they can still stabilize him, like this one right here. But if you want to like really get him crunching forward in like a position where his legs are more extended or something, it's probably not going to work. So yeah, I think maybe the diaphragm joint or double ball peg probably would have worked better, but you at least get that much range, so that's nice. Kicking forward, you can get about that much. And again, guys, I might be wrong on like some of this stuff as far as like the range, like my ideas about like what would increase the range. I'm not an action figure expert or anything, but I've learned a few things watching people like Anthony's Custom, so I've picked up on a few things. But yeah, so anyways, his leg kicks forward like that, just gets him about 90 degrees, maybe just shy of it. Kicking back, he goes about that far. I think that's pretty good. It's decent. It's what we expect. And then we have let's see, thigh swivel. Yeah, cut for a thigh swivel. Pretty seamless too. It's a very like tight, very small cut, and you can kind of hear the plastic creak as you turn it because it's so tight. But not too bad. I mean, you're probably not gonna be swiveling his leg that much anyways, right? It's just Matt Murdock, but in case you wanted, it is there. He has double jointed knees that allow him to come up that far to like about his lower back, so I guess that looks pretty good. Put that back down. He's able to hinge his toes or his foot down about that far, which I think looks pretty decent. Pretty much all the way down to the tippy toes. Coming up, not so much range coming up, definitely more limited. Not nearly as much range as MJ had, but it is what it is. Not too bad. He's in dress shoes, so He's probably not gonna be doing too much as far as like his foot pointing up anyway. So there you go. Yeah, let's see, out to the side. All right, pretty good range going out to the side. He's definitely got that athletic daredevil type of range going out to the side, so that's really nice. You can do almost the splits, about the same range as MJ had, or maybe just a little less, but I think that's still pretty good for a civilian character. Yes, and then for the arms coming forward and back, I mean he can kind of cross his arms with the hinge. He can kind of get some cross body action going, not too much, but just a little bit. And as far as going backwards, once you get the hinge kind of lined up and positioned properly, not a lot of range. He doesn't have any butterfly joints, so he's gonna go pretty much straight out to the side like MJ. But yeah, not too bad, man. So there you go. Did we do leaning? Let's see if he has any leaning, side to side leaning. No, not really. And I think again that's because of this ab crunch kind of joint design. If we had like a double ball peg in the middle or like a diaphragm cut, he probably would have been able to get a little more leaning side to side. As of right now, he has like virtually none, but not too bad. So there you go, man. So that is both of the No Way Home figures of MJ and Matt Murdock. I did recently pick up well, not recently, but probably like 2 months ago now at least. I was able to finally pick myself up one of these rotating figure stands. I got it off of Amazon. I'll put more information about this in the description in case you guys are interested in picking up one of these for your figures. But I am going to start using this in the videos now so that you can see the figures kind of rotate as I talk about them. And yeah, it'll help kind of hopefully save time too, so that way I won't have to like hold the figure up right next to the camera and like slowly spin it around. I mean, I don't know if you guys like that, but I think this will definitely save time. I can just put them on here, have them rotate as I talk about them. You can see that way you get like a full 360 view of the figure as I talk about and describe it. So but yeah, also one thing I wanted to point out real quick with MJ, very, very cool. I like that they gave her like highlights in the hair, so her hair isn't just all one color, at least not in the kind of ponytail type of part. Excuse me, ponytail section right here. They actually gave her like some light brown highlights to kind of give her hair some depth. That's really cool. I like the sculpt of this braided part that wraps around on the sides. That looks really, really nice. She has like a really nice unique hair sculpt. And you can even see like this little piece that kind of like drapes over her ears. Very, very nice and specific to No Way Home. So I like that a lot. I really like how this MJ figure came out. I think she actually came out really, really solid. So I'm happy with this. Very, very good. Oh, really quick, before we get into size comparisons, I'll just show you like a quick comparison of her and the what was it, Homecoming 2-pack figure, just so you can see them both side by side. And just like real quick, I just want to show the difference in the head sculpt. So you can see this is our new MJ, the No Way Home MJ right here, and then this is the Homecoming MJ, who she came with 2 different heads. This one right here, so this is like the smiling one, and then she also came with like a more serious one where her hair was kind of like more like let down, more splayed out. But yeah, just so you can like see the differences in the head sculpts. It's actually like pretty different, and it's hard to get both of them in the camera at the same time, especially since I shoot vertically. But hopefully you can kind of like see right there just how different the head sculpts are from each other. And she definitely looks older here, which is good because obviously this is later in time. So yeah, nice like transition from this to this, but both look like Zendaya, so that's really good, really, really good. But yeah, so real quick, I'm just gonna see if I can get her to rotate very quickly, her and Matt. I'm gonna put them both on here, why not, just so we can see both at the same time. Let me see if I can get his cane in his hand. And he's got a nice, It's a pliable plastic for his hand, the gripping hand that's meant to hold the cane, so you can definitely like flex his fingers. It doesn't take a lot of force to kind of get the cane into his hand, so that's really, really nice. But yeah, so let's see here. Trying to get him into like a natural position for his cane, to like hold his cane, but it's a little bit tricky. I guess a little bit tricky to get him working with this cane here, but at least he's able to hold it, so that is nice. Yeah, let me see if I can get both of them on the display stand at the same time. Let's see here. Okay, so there he is on this side. I'm gonna put MJ. I'm gonna have them like kind of back to back, so you can just see them rotate. And here we go. Hopefully they don't fall during this process, or else that's gonna be really awkward. All right, so there you go, man. There is the No Way Home MJ and Matt Murdock figures. Hope you enjoyed the review, as it goes on basically 50 minutes. Yeah, long review, 2 figures to look at. Had a lot to kind of mention about each of them, but yeah, there you go. So there is your last quick 360 look at both of them. It's I actually really like having, you know, figures on this rotating display stand. There's something about seeing them, you know, on display, like rotating like that. It's very, very neat to see, at least in person. Hopefully you guys like that, because I'm going to start using that in reviews from now on. But yeah, so there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the rotation here, and we will get into size comparisons and get on up out of here. Ooh. Oh, sorry, MJ. Matt was holding you up and I moved him, so he unfortunately had to let you down. All right, but so yeah, here is No Way Home MJ, and here is Matt Murdock. And I'm gonna do the size. I'm gonna show both of them at the same time for the size comparison. So here's the 2 of them. First up for comparisons, we will get the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man. So on this side we have Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man right there. I think he scales pretty well with both of them. He's a little bit shorter than MJ, and definitely a little bit shorter than Mr. Matt, so there you go. On the other side we'll put the civilian Peter, MCU Peter. So you can see him with this newer MJ, and I really like how those 2 look. Peter almost looks taller than MJ, which is kind of strange for this Hasbro figure. I think it's kind of just like the sculpt of the hair, but he almost looks like taller than her, or like at least the same height. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that's how those 2 look with them. And of course we got to get our main man Ned up in here, the guy in the chair. All right, so here is Ned with the 2 of them. And height wise, yeah, I think he looks pretty solid. He's definitely like a little shorter than both of them, so that looks pretty good. Very, very nice. Next up we got the Spectacular Spider-Man from Hasbro. Let's see if I can get him standing up here. Come on, Spidey, there you go. Alright, so here is the Spectacular Spider-Man on next to them, and yeah, I mean, pretty good. Height-wise, he's about the same as each of them. So there you go. There is Spidey. Who else we got? Let's get him with the comic, like the retro card Peter Parker on this side. And there you go. So there is retro card Peter Parker with them. For an SHF, we've got the Dragon Ranger on this side. Make sure he's facing the camera. Alright, so we got SHF Green Ranger or Dragon Ranger, and then we have the Mark 50 Iron Man from Mafex. Very, very solid release. And yeah, I think those scale pretty good. Iron Man is always going to be like a little bit taller than, you know, Tony normally would be when he's in the like, you know, in his actual armor, his suit. So I think that actually works out pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. So let's move each of them. We'll get the Yellow Ranger from Dino Thunder, Miss Kira from the Lightning Collection on this side. So there's Kira. On the other side, we'll get Dino Thunder White, or Mr. Abarekila on the other side. And there he is chilling with each of them. And yeah, I think that looks pretty dang solid. Alright, and I'm speeding it up. Here we go. We've got the Netflix Luke Cage figure on this side, Mike Coulter, and these two starred with each other in The Defenders, so that's really cool. That's a show that I have not seen yet, but I know that they were in it together, so that's really cool. With Iron Fist and Jessica Jones. I really want to get that Netflix Jessica Jones figure. And then we have Mr. Taskmaster on their other side, right here, the Udon Taskmaster. So yeah, I don't want to keep this review. I mean, this review is basically an hour long, so I mean, I guess technically I should just keep going with the comparisons, huh? But nah, this review is already 55. I'll do two more figures. Here we go, real quick. We've got Black Suit Superman. We've got Kang, or not Kang, I guess technically He Who Remains from the Loki series on this side. Black Suit Superman on that side. Kind of a hard shot to get all of them in there, but kind of a wide shot, but there you go. And last but not least, here is Miss Riva, the third sister from the Black series. Alright, so that's all your size comparisons. So there it is, guys. About an hour-long review, but I really appreciate you guys watching, especially if you made it all the way through. And guys, be aware that I'm aware that most of you guys probably fast forward through the videos. Trust me, I do not mind at all, right? I don't take offense to it at all. I wouldn't expect anyone to sit through a review, you know, this long. I know I have a tendency to talk a lot, especially when it comes to these figures, but so yeah, I don't expect you to watch them from start to finish. So I just want to put that out there. But anyways, if you do happen to stick around or like watch like a majority of the video, I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really appreciate everybody that's been checking out the channel lately, subscribing. Matter of fact, the video that I'm gonna be putting up, you know, here in just a few, is gonna be specifically addressing that. So just kind of giving my thanks to all of you for that. But yeah, thank you for watching this review. Appreciate it. This has been your boy BioSpider 3.0. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Take care.